Yo, what up? It's Razor Pop lah!
Hi, it's Music Day on Razor Pop, and we have three guests here. Yingmin from Lianhe Wanbao, Sheila from Tabla, and Jeannie from Radio 913.
That's right, and we're discussing Asian singers venturing into the US pop scene today, and it seems many adopt the strategy of collaborating with notable US producers or singers.
For instance, Utada's new album is produced by Stargate, who also produced for Rihanna, while Boa's doing a duet with R&B star Sean Garrett. Seven's first single, Girls, was helmed by famed producer Dark Child, and it features Lil Kim. Our own Sanho has hip-hop icon Wyclef Jean on her side.
So the question that I'd like to put forward is, does it really help, or could it be a mismatch?
Yeah, that is always that's a good question. And that is one I think very difficult to answer because if you don't try, you don't know, right? At the end of the day, but some of these, like Wyclef Jean, he's a known name in the music business.
Right.
His albums are known, and he has he has produced several good singers as well. I mean, look at the Fugees and Lauryn Hill. So if she collaborates with him, maybe that's her foot in the door as well.
True.
So that might work for her, but it depends on what kind of sound.
It's like Seiko Matsuda and Donnie Wahlberg.
Acid flashback.
Yeah. So wouldn't such a collaboration overshadow the newer faces?
I mean, because the US artist is already so famous, so people might not even pay attention to the other one.
It depends on what kind of role I think the Asian artist has in the collaboration. Are they having a minor role? Is it a 50-50 thing? Is it a duet where both their voices are featured? Or is it just about, in the case of Sean Garrett, it's just about him, and then Utada, right? It's just the guest role. New singer introducing her. So it depends on the dynamics, depends on the roles that both singers are playing. But it's a good idea that they're leveraging on these the popularity on these Western singers, because then again it's an introduction to who they are. I think Seiko Matsuda had a little bit of success despite the fact that it was Donnie Wahlberg, but it went as far as it could, but then it didn't take off for her after that. It didn't take it to the next. She didn't take it to the next level after that. So
exactly.
That was unfortunate for her.
And maybe there's also a question whether Americans truly understand Asian culture. Like when you collaborate, do you think of this Asian artist as just somebody from Asia who knows Kung Fu, or you truly understand, where the background that this person comes from?
I think the bad thing about such collaborations is because as an Asian artist, if you want to venture into the US market, too much of such collaborations, you will just lose yourself along the way. You lose your own flavor, your exotic flavor, your sense, your own culture and everything, whatever you try to bring into the US market, because you try to assimilate too hard, that you are like so much like others. Like for Sun, she collaborated with Wyclef Jean, and she also collaborated with, I think, Oliver Newton-John as well. There were quite a few collaborations, but she never really stood out on her own. I think that's quite a pity also. Or maybe she knows that at this point of time it's still not very possible for her to stand out on her own.
Feels like an egg and chicken issue, right? If you don't gain a stronghold, then you can't really be distinct. And if you don't collaborate, then you might not be able to have a position in the US market.
At the end of the day, it's also the material that you're putting out there. What are you putting out there? She did really well with her dance singles. But how long can she be in the dance charts as well? Would she want to move on to the mainstream charts? So, what kind of songs is she going to put out there for people to say, well, this is pretty fantastic? I mean, when was the last time you heard a song and went, wow, that is pretty fantastic?
But for Jeannie, on radio, right, do collaborations like that actually get more notice?
Actually, like, if you have a big name to begin with, right, people can actually kind of like, get people's attention. But the problem is, like, when you work with like top producers, right, the thing is, like, the producers themselves don't know the singers well. So since they try to mold them into, okay, if I think this works for me, it's like he or she will actually try to mold the singer into that particular style. So I think at the end of the day, it's not so much of the collaborations, but I think is how to find a unique selling point. So in the sense that okay, big names. I mean, anyone can work with big names. So I think at the end of the day is how to get yourself noticed. I think that's more important.
So maybe that's the danger. I mean, like, you know, Rain came off looking like Justin, being positioned like Justin Timberlake. Boa's positioned like Britney Spears, because that's like a formula for success already.
And it's also easier to market. And, you know, it's what it...
The link.
At the end of the day, being media people, right?
Yeah.
What are we going to buy from the marketing, right?
So how do you
what
write your
would work?
headlines?
How do you write the how are you going to write the headlines? How are you going to present it to your readers or to your listeners that, you know, that this person is, you know, the next hot thing when they don't have a name of their own, you know, on the international market, right? So they have to compare it with somebody, you know. Like, I'll give you an example because I do Bollywood as well. They'll always compare Shah Rukh Khan as Bollywood's version of Tom Cruise. He's nothing like Tom Cruise. I mean, not even that.
Just using the name.
Just using, you know,
that name.
in the West, you know, in the American media or the Western media, they say he is, you know, Bollywood's version of Tom Cruise. I mean, as much as I disagree with that statement or with that comparison, it's something that people need to connect with, you know. Okay, so why is he such a big deal? So, which is why they do it. Like, Rain is, you know,
Justin
Korea's Justin Timberlake, which I think is a very sala. It's very wrong.
He dances well. But okay, hold that note. We'll come back with more.
Yo, what up? It's Razor Pop lah.